So you want to develop a growth mindset, huh? Let's talk about it. A lot of people throw around the term growth mindset like it's some kind of magic spell that'll turn you into a success machine overnight. Spoiler alert, it's not magic, and it sure as hell isn't easy. But if you're willing to put in the work, it can change your life. Now, let's get something straight right off the bat. A growth mindset isn't just about believing that you can improve at something. It's about embracing the struggle, leaning into the discomfort, and being okay with looking like an idiot sometimes. You've got to be willing to fail, to suck at things, and to keep going anyway. If that doesn't sound like your cup of tea, well, get used to being stuck where you are. The opposite of a growth mindset is a fixed mindset, and that's where most people are hanging out, whether they admit it or not. People with a fixed mindset think they've got what they've got, and that's it. They believe their abilities, intelligence, and talents are set in stone. If they're good at something, great, they stick to it. If they're bad at something, they avoid it like the plague. These are the people who say things like, I'm just not good at math or I'm not creative. What they're really saying is, I'm too damn lazy or scared to try and get better. But let's be honest. Developing a growth mindset takes work. It's not just some feel-good mantra you repeat to yourself in the mirror every morning. You've got to do the hard stuff. You have to challenge yourself, push past your comfort zone, and keep going even when it feels like you're not making any progress. That's the thing about growth, it's not linear. It's messy, frustrating, and sometimes it feels like you're going backward before you go forward. But that's part of the process. Now, here's where the tough love comes in. If you're one of those people who's always looking for the easy way out, who avoids hard work like it's the plague, or who quits as soon as things get tough, you're screwed. Sorry, not sorry. Because a growth mindset isn't for the faint of heart. It's for people who are willing to put in the sweat, the tears, and sometimes even the blood to get where they want to go. It's for people who understand that failure isn't the end of the road, it's just a pit stop on the way to success. Let's talk about failure for a second. We've been brainwashed to think that failure is a bad thing. In school, you get a bad grade, and it's like the world is ending. You screw up at work, and you're scared of getting fired. But here's the truth, failure is your friend. It's the best teacher you'll ever have, if you let it be. When you fail, you learn. You learn what doesn't work, what you need to do differently, and what you're really made of. So, if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. Another thing about a growth mindset, you've got to stop comparing yourself to other people. Seriously, knock it off. Social media is full of people showing off their highlight reels, and it's easy to get caught up in that bullshit. But here's the thing, everyone's journey is different. Just because someone else is crushing it doesn't mean you're failing. Focus on your own path, your own progress. Celebrate the small wins, because they add up. Comparing yourself to others is a surefire way to kill your motivation and keep you stuck in a fixed mindset. Self-discipline is another key ingredient in developing a growth mindset. Let's be real, without self-discipline, you're not going anywhere. You can have all the dreams and goals in the world, but if you don't have the discipline to put in the work, day in and day out, you're just spinning your wheels. And here's the kicker, no one is going to do it for you. You've got to be your own biggest cheerleader, your own drill sergeant. Because at the end of the day, it's up to you whether you succeed or not. Now, self-discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about consistency. It's about showing up, even on the days when you don't feel like it. Especially on those days. It's about making choices that align with your goals, even when it's tempting to take the easy way out. It's about doing the hard things, the uncomfortable things, because you know they'll pay off in the long run. If you're waiting for motivation to strike, you're going to be waiting a long time. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is what will get you through when the motivation runs out. Here's a harsh truth: most people are lazy. They want the results without the effort. They want the success without the struggle. But that's not how it works. You've got to earn it. And that means doing the work even when it sucks. Especially when it sucks. Because that's when you grow. That's when you start to develop that growth mindset that everyone's talking about. When you push through the pain, the frustration, the doubt, that's when you start to see what you're really capable of. Another part of developing a growth mindset is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Growth doesn't happen when you're chilling in your comfort zone. It happens when you're out there, taking risks, trying new things, and yes, failing. It's about embracing the uncertainty, the unknown, and trusting that you'll figure it out as you go. It's about being willing to look stupid, to be a beginner again, and to keep going even when it feels like you're getting nowhere. A growth mindset is also about being curious. It's about asking questions, seeking out new knowledge, and never being satisfied with what you already know. It's about understanding that there's always more to learn, more to explore, and more ways to grow. It's about being open to feedback, even when it's tough to hear, and using that feedback to get better. It's about being humble enough to admit that you don't have all the answers, and that's okay. Because the moment you think you know it all, you've stopped growing. But here's the kicker: developing a growth mindset is a lifelong journey. It's not something you achieve once and then you're done. It's something you have to work on every single day. It's a mindset, a way of thinking, that you have to cultivate and nurture. And just like anything else, if you don't use it, you lose it. So you've got to keep pushing, keep challenging yourself, keep stepping outside of your comfort zone, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. And look, I get it. This isn't the rah-rah, feel-good, motivational speech you might have been expecting. But that's because I'm not here to sugarcoat things for you. Developing a growth mindset is hard work. It's uncomfortable, it's messy, and it's not for everyone. But if you're willing to do the work, to embrace the struggle, and to keep going even when it feels like the world is against you, then you'll start to see the changes. You'll start to see yourself growing, evolving, and becoming the person you want to be. So if you're serious about developing a growth mindset, get ready to get your hands dirty. Get ready to fail, to struggle, to question yourself. Get ready to push past your limits, to embrace the discomfort, and to keep going even when it feels like you're not making any progress. Because that's where the growth happens. That's where you start to see what you're really made of. And that's where you'll find the success you've been looking for. But hey, if you're not up for the challenge, that's cool too. Just don't complain when you're stuck in the same place, year after year, watching other people live the life you wish you had. It's up to you.